Congratulations, Coach. I'd like to make an opening statement on the game.
All right. Well, it was an amazing game. I told Gordy before the game, I said, this is going to be a great game. I just knew it would be. I really like their team a lot. I like the way they're coached. I like how hard they play. They've got just a great culture. They're 28-4 for a reason. Coming into today's game, they expect to win. They're resilient, they're tough, and they have everything that it takes, an inside game, an outside game. But what I like the most about them is just their culture. I mean, that team fights like crazy together. And so we knew it would be tough. I also knew we'd have an amazing crowd. And we relied on them today. I thought Beaver Nation was unbelievable once again, supporting us on a day where, you know, things didn't go, for the most part, easily for us. A lot to do with Boise State. It was an atypical game, shooting the ball from the three-point line, from the free throw line for us. And so when those things are happening, you need the intangibles. And the intangibles with our team is the same as I described Boise State. And this is an amazing group of young women. They're incredible competitors. They play with a massive amount of heart and desire. They love each other. And they fought like crazy today, especially through the second half when adversity was, I mean, this seemed like a game that was going to get away from us for a large portion of the fourth quarter. And this team just said no. They just didn't quit. They kept making plays, and then they made huge plays, huge shots, and they executed extremely well down the stretch. So I'm just very thankful to be their coach on a day like this where, you know, it took everything you had to coach a team that's willing to give everything. There's nothing like it. And so this was a great win. It's survive and advance, and today we survived, and we get to move on, and we're excited about that.
Questions?
Scott, a lot was made about Boise State's seed this week and whether or not they deserve to be a 13 seed. Just when you saw the brackets get released, you know, how surprised were you to see Boise State on that line?
They were surprised that they were that low or that high.
That low.
Yeah, I mean, Gonzaga came here a couple years ago as a 12. You know, when we were a 5, or I don't know how it all worked. We were a 3, I think, or something. I don't know. And so I know this time of year, nothing surprises me. First off, there was a lot of talk about things staying more regional, so it didn't really surprise me. I kind of had a feeling that we'd see Gonzaga. It was just a gut feel. On the other side, I didn't know about Boise, but so I can't put too much thought into it. I think that they might misseed teams for regional. I don't know. I'm not in that room.
They look like a 13 seed today?
Not all year, you know, but I don't know what that looks like. That's what I'm saying. Gonzaga looked like an amazing team. Beat us here a few years ago as a 12. So I just knew we were going to face a very, very good basketball team that's veteran. So they are what I thought they were, and I knew it would take a huge effort for us to beat them. And I can't get too caught up in seeds because I can't control that.
Could you just talk about the rebounding? It seems like you have a lot of players really focused on the boards, some guards.
No, a good thing. And I'm telling you, we worked hard on the defensive end of the floor this week. We got away from that in our game in Vegas. We didn't play with the intensity that we needed to, or the accuracy on that end of the floor. It was evident by the amount of perimeter shots we gave up. And so it's been a focal point for us all year. I just went back to basics on that this week because I knew we'd need to win. Rebounding was a big part of it. And so we went back to fundamentals, just day one stuff on the boards, on the defensive end of the floor. The effort was the #1 thing I challenged our team with, is just let's play as hard as we can, be as physical as we can, and we need to dominate the boards in this game. And so to look up, and I think it was 16-5 at one point to start the game or something like that, I was really encouraged by that. And I thought, you know, Taya had 15 today, and I thought set the tone for us on the boards and even defensively early in this game.
Scott, your first time getting the team back from the tournament years ago now was such a big deal to get a tournament win. Now that you got maybe like about a dozen now. How special is it though to not just play here and host it, but to keep collecting these wins?
Yeah, well, I tell the team all the time, never take a win for granted. ever. You never know if you'll get another one, you know, and so we focused on that as soon as we got together on Tuesday or Monday after we found out where we were. I said, it's unbelievable. Just think about what we've accomplished this year, you know, to break in a new point guard, a new 5, to lose, you know, a great player like Kat Tudor for the year. That impacts our depth and our overall talent. To find a way to host again is incredible. I mean, I'm so proud of them for overcoming all of those things, and then, you know, to compete in what is the best conference in the country, if most people are honest. And so this conference this year is unreal. So to be home is a major thing, and then to find a win in this tournament, I think everybody's seeing the parity in our sport. You look at the games yesterday and how many close ones there were. It's exciting time for women's basketball, and I think anybody that gives it a moment, gives it a chance, is going to see that, and that's what I've loved about our community. They've embraced us. You know, I always joke, I know we've got the women's basketball fans, and we're going to do great things for them. I want the football fan. I want the men's basketball fan that maybe never has given us a chance on the women's side. Just give us a shot, you know, and be careful because you're going to get hooked, you know. And so, and it happens, you know, and that's a compliment or that's a comment I hear a lot. And so the way this game is played is unbelievable. So when I found out that it was Boise State, you know, in that first round, I knew how hard it was going to be. And so I'm very proud of this team and excited about our win.
Back to the Pac-12, undefeated in the first round. Can you just talk about a little bit about the depth of the conference and how tough it is?
Yeah, we've talked every chance I've had. I've talked about that everyone who gets into the postseason, Arizona won as well in the NIT, so the conference is undefeated in the postseason. Everyone's prepared. I told the team, I was able to tell the team yesterday. I mean, there's nothing that this team can show us that we haven't seen. And the conference has prepared you for this. How many close games has this group been in down the stretch of the year to have the confidence to get the stop and to score and to execute? You know, and you saw some plays. I mean, we ran 2 out-of-bounds plays that we had not run till today. One of them I put in and shoot around, and then the lob to Katie that she got fouled on was drawn up in the huddle. And so, you know, for this group to be that moldable, to have that level of cerebral ability to adapt on the fly and find ways, that's straight because of the Pac-12. You know, that's the reason for that. And so I'm not surprised in any way, and I hope we all keep going.
Can you talk just a little bit more about that? Sorry. Can you talk just a little bit more about that play that you guys drew up for Katie that she got fouled on?
Yeah, I mean, it was just we needed a bucket. Obviously, we're down to 8 seconds. And because we're down, we didn't want to wait to shoot, you know, and so it was just an opportunity to get her a quick look, you know, and so Mick set a great screen, Aaliyah made a great pass, and she got fouled on it, you know, but then went to the line and did what she does, knocked them both down.
Aaliyah, when you guys managed to get it into overtime, what was the feeling on the sideline at that point? Because you had a real struggle on your hands.
Yeah, obviously Boise State is a great team. And, I mean, getting to overtime was a challenge. So, I mean, we were all excited. New life. The game was 0-0, so we just knew we had to come out big, come out with the first punch. But, yeah, I mean, it was a new life for us, and we needed that.
And, Aaliyah, did you kind of feel the momentum switch back in your guys' favor when you hit that one at the end of the shot clock there?
I mean, a little bit, but it's March. There's going to be big shots all over the place, so you can't really get too comfortable.
Anything else?
Coach, just a quick one. Any early thoughts on Gonzaga?
Yeah, really good. We were in Vancouver with them, so we got to watch them play up there. You know, it's a team that beat Stanford earlier this year. I mentioned they've only lost to 2 teams all year. They have a great inside presence, dynamic actually, and then they have outstanding guard play. They're as well coached as anybody, and they know exactly who they are. They just go to their strength all the time. They're stingy on defense, and so it's a very simple formula that makes a great team. It's hard to do, and they make it look easy. And so I've been very impressed. It speaks to their depth, the way they've been able to continue to play through, you know, their losses. And so when we lost Kat this year, it galvanized our team. a little bit, and everybody knew they had to rise. Teams that have a great culture will do the same, and so they've had adversity over the past week and a half or so, and today they showed that they weren't going to be impacted by it. Others would step up, so it's just a really tough team, and it's going to be another great game.
But there was times years before you came, this place was really want to come to Oregon State would be basketball games. How special is it? You get that overtime period where they're right behind you and they're on you. This family, everybody around here just loves you guys so much. To play in it another time means like you.
Yeah, it's an awesome opportunity. This is the best fan base I've ever played in front of, and we've traveled a lot of places. Just to have the extra energy when they really want us to get a stop, you can feel that, and it fuels us. I'm not sure, I haven't been here all 8-9 years that Scott's been here, but I remember when I came for, they came for a home visit. They said when they first got here, there was a tryout, and there was like 50-year-olds coming on to try out, so it's cool
47.
to see. 47.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see how far this program's come and where it's continued to be.